Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the majestic one, Misty Marks, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday, and interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I am, of course, your host, that guy, James Shea, alongside the leader of Squash Squad, who is probably on, you probably saw on SmackDown yesterday, Kaliko Yachts, who is not here for obvious reasons. But who is here? The Americans, who did us.
Do you know how the cops figured out who slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars? Easy. They just found the fresh prints on his face.
And it's a great day for us, as last week on the show we interviewed Misty Marks. Incredible interview with an incredible person. Cannot wait to see what is next for Misty, as the future is very bright for her. And that is Misty with two eyes, because she is twice as good as you. And this upcoming Wednesday, or post WrestleMania interview, we got JXT, an Australian from Australia, and a lot of fun. I always love those Australian interviews. It's always interesting seeing how another part of the world responds to pro wrestling. No, Scooter?
Yeah, given that, I thought JXT was just, Japanese NXT. Seriously, in all seriousness, JXT, great interview. There's something a little bit even more special than our interviews than when we do them with someone in another country, especially Australia.
And if you don't believe us, here's a little clip of that interview right now.
Everything. We shorten all our words. I lived with Kevin Matthews for 3 months, and he.
Really? KM?
Yeah. I slept on his couch for my last American tour, and we nickname everything, like we call McDonald's Maccas. So everything I would shorten, he'd be like, "Yo, what the fuck is that? Like, what are you saying?" In the big loud Canadian voice. But yeah, Hungry Jacks we would call Hungers or HJs. So I tried Burger King when I was in the States. When I was a kid, we did have some Burger Kings, but Burger King and Hungry Jacks were the same. But some franchises were Burger King, some were Hungry Jacks. Now they're all Hungry Jacks. But I tried Burger King many times when I was in the States, and yep, they had the Whopper. It tastes the exact same as it is in Australia. We have a few different menu items, but all franchises were like that. But yeah, literally Burger King in Australia is Hungry Jacks, and it tastes very similar.
Alright, and Wednesday, April 13th, we got Chelsea Durden, and you definitely don't want to miss that one. Something that is you could still do is the Wrestling with Mania Madness tournament that's still going on. It's me and Kaliko in the finals. I'm one vote away from tying Kaliko, and I'm, as of this recording, and I need 2 votes to actually beat Kaliko. So, vote. Go to Wrestling with E on Twitter and vote for the Hardys, Dudleys, and Edge and Christian Triangle ladder match from WrestleMania 2000. Or you could go with Kaliko's pick, which is Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha from 32.
Which was my pick last. One of my picks last year.
Yeah, but you didn't do as well as Kaliko did.
Well, that's because I rigged it. Oops.
Sure you did, buddy. Sure you did. Whatever you have to tell yourself.
And this just in! James is officially tied with Kaliko!
Yay! Just one more vote. Alright, I think we're done putting ourselves over.
Never.
Well, for the moment. And as always, it's a great day for wrestling. Because we're in the midst of WrestleMania. And it all started last Sunday at WrestleMania Oscars edition. We had Will Smith versus Chris Rock. What was your thoughts on probably the best match we're gonna see all week long, Scooter?
God, I mean, it was a long time coming. You know, the Fresh Prince versus God, what do they call him? They call him Bigger and Blacker. The name of one of his specials, I think.
Bigger Blackpool, yeah.
But you know, the fact that Will Smith threw an open-handed slap. I mean, the intestinal fortitude or testicular fortitude, whichever, it's some kind of fortitude that Chris Rock displayed in taking that that slap proves what he is, the not the dirtiest player in the game, but I guess the cleanest player in the game.
I mean, what kind of guy is Chris Rock? I mean, he didn't go down at he no-sold that shit.
I think the entire world no-sold it.
I mean, essentially, Will Smith went heel, and then tried to cut a oh no, I'm not a heel promo later on.
It was acting. Acting made me do it. When we all know it was him not wanting to get that look from Jada. I'm sorry, but if you're married, you know that look. That you better go do something about it, or I will not give you your balls back.
I mean, she's had his balls for their whole
Yeah. Plus, she's got a couple of other guys too. We all know already. Yeah.
yeah.
And then,
In the end, Will screwed Will because Jada didn't.
yeah. Oh yeah. It was quite a Hall of Fame ceremony as well last night in
That's
the
correct.
first ever SmackDown Hall of Fame dual show, where
And
if you had enough resolve, you got two shows for the price of one.
I believe Kaliko is still there as we speak.
Yes, if you see a big drunk guy going, "Go Dogs," that's Kaliko.
Or Saint Rainmaker. He loves saying Rainmaker.
And good God, what zebra did Byron Saxon kill for that suit? Woof. I mean, talk about a fashion nightmare. That was horrible. Woof.
A lot better. Um, but no, if you're one thing that we wasn't that kind of came out of nowhere that people that was kind of just a sudden addition was the Steiners. Again, we're not saying who deserves to be in there, who doesn't. The Steiners. I mean, wow. Did anybody even think that Scott was going to be in the Hall of Fame anytime soon?
I think the argument is that would be the only way Scott would get into the Hall of Fame.
And it kind of feels like the only reason they did it was because the superstar that they're really trying to push right now is Rick's son.
And, I think we're still waiting on Scott to show up, even though it's a day late.
But
I mean, he's
what is that? What the fuck is that? What was that going to be? That acceptance speech from Scott? I mean, you could only.
I appreciate you all being quiet for me, as he speaks to an audience of nobody.
He went on after the Undertaker?
No, he just showed up really, really late.
Oh. And the WrestleMania, the Hall of Fame segment of WrestleMania, that's when he does his acceptance speech. But I gotta say, Scott still, I mean, he can't go too well, but he still wrestles to this day.
Yeah, that's all we're gonna say about that.
But, I mean, the Steiners are one of the great tag teams in pro wrestling. I don't think they got as much as they could have or should have in WWE. They was only there for a cup of coffee, right?
They were there for a year. They were there for about 18 months at the end of '92 to the summer of '94. So a little under 2 years, because they both competed in qualifying matches for the '94 King of the Ring. They became one of the. Honestly, you could say that they were one of the leading teams going into the new generation.
But that kind of
yeah.
didn't happen for obvious reasons.
But I mean, they had one reign with the tag team titles, and they won them. They won them in a cage match. Believe it or not, against Money Inc. And right when the Steiners were getting into the WWE, that's when I was really starting to watch it full time. Because I remember the first pay-per-view that I watched coherently that I could understand was the '93 Rumble. And, the Steiners, the Beverly Brothers on that card. I mean, they were doing stuff at a time when, big guys didn't exactly, do a lot of, risky moves. So, I mean, I will never forget the, God, what did they call it? The, province of Quebec rules? When it was the Steiners against the Quebecers? And they lost the tag team titles via disqualification.
Because those Quebecer rules. Everybody gets screwed in
Quebec.
In Quebec.
Viva Quebec! Viva Quebec!
Except
Hello, my name is Alex Quebec.
Yeah, I mean, I believe I called this maybe a month or two ago, that if anybody should go in right now, it should be Rick Steiner, because they're pushing, Braun.
Yes. I would play the devil's advocate there and argue that Rick's singles career might not have been enough to warrant him as an individual induction only because by the time his individual push really started taking off, it was the dying days of WCW. And the crowd loved Rick Steiner. They loved his catchphrase.
And now that I think about it, I've seen the Steiners wrestle live in person. So they wrestled the New Age Outlaws, if you could believe that.
Ah, so they wrestled Billy Ass.
Again, he stuck his tongue up there. And Mick Foley was the referee, so he said tongue up the ass was legal. I am not making that up. 100%.
I mean, good God. Like, you ever wonder if if Scott Steiner was on the toilet, would he be Big Papa Dump?
He's getting up there in years, so yeah.
Yeah. He would paint himself blue and wear a red hat for Halloween and go as Big Papa Smurf.
Then what's her name? Grace. Um, something Grace from
Great.
Impact.
Oh, Jordan?
Jordan and Grace would have to go a small fat. So she's a big mama pump.
The term is thick.
No, that's what they called her when she was with him. And then Petey Williams could be wimpy small.
Oh, he's the make-believe muscle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the make-believe muscle. Just make-believe.
Did we cover all the Smurfs in this episode?
Tra la 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 la. Papa Smurf, can you get... Never mind.
Alright, something that you called, there is heavy speculation that, Edge will be making his own faction very soon. Maybe as early as, later today, when he wrestled AJ Styles. Of course, one of the people rumored is Damian Priest. Um, I'm kind of half with it and half against it. And I feel like it's a smart move to put Edge in a faction because he could promote some younger guys without putting his body on the line. But the way that he's acting now, it seems like it would just be a rehash of the Brood. Your opinion?
Oh. Yeah, I'm glad you remember, because honestly, I don't remember calling this.
Last week, buddy.
I mean, it makes the most sense for Edge to leave the faction. He's at that point in his career. And, I would not be surprised if Edge forms this, four-person stable as the veteran, and we get a feud that's based in Edge's group and AJ Styles' New Japan group. AJ, Nakamura, Boogs, you gotta include Boogs, unfortunately, and Brock.
Lesnar?
I call me crazy on this, but I think before, at least by SummerSlam, I think we're gonna get Brock and Edge.
I would put Brock with Edge just because and I'm not saying, by no means am I saying that Brock Lesnar is dangerous in the ring. I mean, he could be if he wanted to be, but I've never heard that he was never not safe. Why would you put Brock Lesnar in the same ring as somebody that's as badly hurt as Edge?
Because it's one of the few dream matches left that can actually happen.
I mean, we did get Brock Lesnar and Edge. Insurrection 2002.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Because it was in England?
Because it wasn't the Beast incarnate.
So it has to be this version of Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
Hmm. I could say that the 2002 Brock Lesnar was just as dangerous as Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar. But,
Insurrection 2002. No, we did not get Brock and Edge. We got the Hardys against Brock and Shawn Stasiak.
the fuck? That does not sound right.
Yeah, that wouldn't sound right to me too, but I'm looking right at it. Ooh, should we call Sami Zayn?
Why would we call Sami Zayn?
Because we have his phone number.
When did we get this?
Johnny Knoxville gave it out. I'm not kidding.
Call him right now.
Okay.
Put on speaker so we can all hear.
Hold on.
Alright guys, this is Sami Zayn. Enough's enough, okay? Enough's enough. This is my number. Ha ha ha. You all called. Great. Please stop calling, okay? I'm being nice. Just stop calling. I've just stop calling, okay? Goodbye.
Sorry, mailbox is full. To send an
Told ya.
Ah, well, shit. I mean,
Send him a text.
we didn't call him multiple times. We just called him once. That's pretty rude.
Ooh, I may have called him about 75 times when it was given out.
Alright, let's get back to the Edge faction. Damian Priest seems like a good fit for what he's doing right now. But what are your thoughts on what I said about this maybe being a rehash of the Brood?
I could see the comparisons if it's just Edge managing a team essentially. Yeah, it'll be like the Brood. If it's 3 other people, then I could almost guarantee that they wouldn't equate it to the Brood. They would equate it to the numerous other 4-person factions.
And not to mention the last faction Edge ran, it did wonders for Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins in their careers.
Yeah, you could say that.
That's it?
I mean, of course, I would also say that, yeah. Wait, did Rated RKO come before or after the Edgeheads?
Before.
Ah, shit.
Um,
I mean, I mean, they could do a stable based on, the Edge and Beep show that totally reeks of awesomeness.
Then you would have Tommy Dreamer in there. I don't think they want to bring back Tommy Dreamer.
Well, it's either that or Carlito.
Well, he does spit in the people that don't want to be cool.
They're spitting the face. There's people who don't want to be cool.
Who would be a good fit for this faction other than Damian Priest? I personally think Finn Balor could do wonders underneath Edge.
I think Finn Balor is the person to feud with. Not Finn Balor doesn't need that tutelage.
He doesn't need that tutelage, but he needs that mouthpiece.
I would say he doesn't. Because also, Balor is in the beginning of the twilight of his career.
You're not wrong, but this could be the only time to give him that one last let's go for it push. Go for a WWE or Universal Championship. More accurately, WWE. Because nobody's being Roman for that belt.
Honestly, I see more of NXT being a part of it than anybody currently on the roster. I will concede to Priest, Dexter Lumis.
Okay, that'd be pretty cool.
And I would say if they haven't screwed him up already, Zion Quinn.
Have him take the Lost Uso brother?
No, that's Solo Sikoa.
God bless you.
That isn't.
That's I mean, Karrion Kross would have been great in that faction if he still worked there.
Maybe Omos?
He could definitely use a mouthpiece.
Yeah, maybe Commander Aziz and his 700th rebranding. Dabba-Kato Kalen.
Dabba-Kato Edzo? Hello?
Gabba Gabba Wee, Gabba Gabba Hey, Gabba Gabba.
Yo, Gabba Gabba.
DJ Lance Rock.
DJ Lance? DJ Lance?
DJ, if I could be serious for a minute.
DJ Lance? DJ Lance? DJ Lance? Okay, I'm done.
Yep, Kaliko's hungover. Yep.
Was this really news? Going on the opposite end of the spectrum, Toni Storm debuted for AEW last Wednesday.
God damn it. I saw this.
I mean, everybody saw it. It was on Wednesday.
I mean, yeah, you got to see the dirty version on OnlyFans.
I think everybody did that.
I mean, at this point, it must be Wednesday. Tony signed a new person.
And I totally get that, what you're getting with that, but compared to the amount of male talent that he's signed, which has been substantial, look at the last person female that he signed. Ruby Soho. That was in September. And how many male superstars have come in since Ruby Soho in September?
A lot.
And how many women came in?
Well, not WWE women, so.
I mean, not even indie talent at this point. They didn't sign any females. Oh, maybe, was Marina Shafir came in before, Soho or after?
I believe it was after.
Alright. Well, I'll give him that one. But doesn't AEW need more established female talent to kind of, what's the word? Legitimize their female roster?
I would say that they have enough of a roster that they don't need to go bringing in every other female talent. Okay, Ruby, great. It's a big get, and it lends some a little bit more legitimacy to your division. I'm more put off by the fact that Toni Storm said she was essentially taking a break from wrestling. That she was, exhausted from it. Only to end up, when Tony came calling, to come running.
I I kind of get your point there, but I mean, if the money was good, then you kind of get over it, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing, we knew that she knew how to make money, and that she was making money.
Well, maybe she. Well, if it's Australian dollars, it might be chump change in America, for all we know.
Actually, I think the Australian dollar is worth more than the American dollar at this
But
point.
that's good. Um, I think that it's a big get for AEW. I mean, a lot of people know who she is. She's an established character. But, I mean, the thing of it now is, are they going to do something with her? Or are they just going to feed her to Jade? Because Lord knows that they fed the entire roster to her. And just call it a day with her.
Well, considering that she qualified for the Owen Hart Cup with that win, we're definitely gonna see more of her. I kudos to their creative team for calling their qualifying matches Owen Hart Foundational qualifying matches.
Of course, you could see all of her on all her OnlyFans. Subscriptions are $20. Um, Speaking of the Owen Hart tournament, Julia Hart should win that, right?
Who?
Julia Hart.
Who?
Julia Hart.
What?
Julia Hart.
Well, I mean, obviously, but clearly Natalia should win it. Duh.
That would make sense. But that does beg the question, Scooter. Who did Bret Hart ever beat?
Who did whoever beat?
DJ Lance? It's also
In that part?
reported that Tony Khan had a heated conversation with MJF about an interview that he did not run by um, AEW management. Some are saying that he's acting out because he wants more money on his contract, even though he has 2 more years on it.
Holy shit. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm remembering what Rick Steiner looked like last night. And Scott, for that matter. God damn. I wouldn't be. I take anything involving MJF with a lot of grains of salt.
That's very true, but I can understand why he feels like he's a big part of AEW, but not getting the money that he feels he deserves. So, where does that leave him in the eyes of Tony Khan? Do you pay him the more money? Do you let his contract expire? Do you keep him under contract? Would WWE pay him what he feels he's worth? Probably not, you know?
Mm, mm, no, but he'd probably get probably a couple more incentives in his contract.
I mean, it's not like creative control is a thing in AEW that you need to put it in the contract. They give you all the freedom you want. So, what would be that crunch?
Mm, I mean, I could. Well, they would never let MJF skip right past NXT to the main roster, so. Hmm. You know what? They hire him, it's not as a wrestler.
They'll put him as a manager named Budge.
No, they'll make him a referee.
Hmm. Okay.
Then he would be MJRef.
Oh God. Um. Speaking of NXT, it was earlier today and nobody watched it, as to be expected. But Randy Orton did do an interview on Pat McAfee, so where he told Pat that the guys, he walked some of the guys from NXT and that they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. His words. Um, is that just Randy not wanting to do a more snug style of wrestling, or is there kind of some weight to what he's saying? Considering half the people that went up to the main roster are now fired from WWE.
Uh, I, whether Randy's confusing the Performance Center with NXT, um, remains to be seen, honestly. I mean, I doubt that would have been approved if Vince knew that was going to be said. I bet, you know what? God, maybe Randy's the next main roster guy to take a little detour through NXT.
It's kind of a storyline gimmick, whatnot.
Yeah, it wouldn't be surprising.
All right. The last bit of news before we go into our final preview of WrestleMania. Undertaker did an interview where he said that he could squeeze one more out.
Oh God! One more what?
Well, he said
That's the question. One more what?
Exactly. I think I'm assuming he meant a match.
Or maybe he's just really constipated.
That's been going around lately. Alright.
He'll come back with his new move, the Deuce Dropper.
That'll conclude the news. Quick word from our sponsor now.
Rogue Energy, the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, whether it be juices, shakes, smoothies, and everything else in between. Their low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers focus, ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. And their shake formula is so delicious. Who doesn't love a cookies and cream, 0-calorie energy milkshake? First and foremost, they've designed every Rogue product line with performance and effectiveness in mind. It is critical that you look at the nutrition panels of drinks when comparing options. There are countless off brands out there that are presenting low quality, poorly dosed formulas that amount to expensive caffeine water. Every formula they produce is designed with optimal levels of high quality ingredients. Additionally, you won't find a powdered gaming drink brand that dissolves better. No need to have chalky textures in your drink. Their taste profiles are unmatched, specifically designed for gamers, athletes, students, entrepreneurs, people with hectic schedules, individuals with low energy, podcasters who can't shut up, people who are health conscious, and so much more. Great as both a pre-workout and as a coffee energy drink replacement. Specifically designed every Rogue product line to be the best gaming drink on the planet. Rogue Energy, more focus, more wins.
Use promo code WrestlingWithE for 10% off your next purchase. And we are wrestling with one last preview of WrestleMania Night 1, Night 2, everything you want to know. And in mere hours, minutes, seconds, you should be listening to WrestleMania. How?
On the remix, debuting on YouTube for the first time in 6 years. The remix comes to YouTube. James and I bring you the live streaming alternate commentary audio experience that you've all known and loved for the past 6 years, and this time we get monetized and then demonetized. The remix.
Alright. And there were some new matches announced. A match we never knew we never wanted. Bobby Lashley versus Omos. Who wins, Scooter?
in regard, well, if they're really pushing Omos, then clearly Omos is going to win. And I had a very feeling in the pit of my stomach that Omos is going to be champion by SummerSlam.
Why would you say that? Unless
Well,
it's a rerun.
they're pushing the undefeated streak. They're giving him that traditional big man push, and that always ends up with a title program.
But that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be the WWE Championship. I mean, right now it seems like Titans hold those titles.
Well, then it almost has to become an Eternal. Didn't think I'd come back with that one, did you, James?
I was going more of the Titans assemble, the Titans together, or something like that.
Teen Titans go!
Little puffy Yami Yumi in this bitch. Another match we didn't ask for, but they're giving us the New Day, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland. Who wins, Doodle?
Butch!
Adam Cole? Baby?
If they end up renaming Ridge Holland Luke, I'm out of here.
Luke Holland?
No, just Luke. Because then you'll have Luke and Butch. I guess you call them, the Tushwhackers? Which sounds like a very bad porn, but, yeah, Sheamus and Holland.
Honestly, New Day. There's no way that they broke Big E's neck and they're not going to give them the win for the feel good moment. Something we talked about last week, but it doesn't seem like it came. One thing that I will say, the Andre the Giant couldn't get on WrestleMania Battle Royal was yesterday, and Madcap Moss won. So yeah.
And I had the 5 of the last 6 people were the ones I thought were most likely to win. And that 6th man ended up winning it.
It just seems like that's the nobody gives a fuck Battle Royal.
Well, this could be good news. It could mean that, he's going to be fired soon.
I thought he was fired like 5 times in the past 2 years.
Remember, there are more Andre the Giant Battle Royal winners that are not under contract than there are under contract.
Including the first one.
And the second one.
And the third one.
Now the third one was Baron Corbin.
Oh shit.
And the fourth one.
And the fifth one.
134. Yes, that's correct.
Matt Hardy.
Yep, and the 6th one, Braun and Jey Uso. So literally, Literally, Baron Corbin and Jey Uso.
And the only reason Jey Uso is still there is because of his Us Roman. So we getting back to what I was talking about. We talked about some matches that were just predictions at that point that didn't become actual matches. One of them being Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Another surprising match that isn't happening is no Ricochet match. Who's the current Intercontinental Champion?
Well, he did defend the Intercontinental title last night on SmackDown against Angel and Humberto in a triple threat match.
That's correct, but if it happens on the WrestleMania SmackDown before WrestleMania, does anybody really see it?
I would say so. It was a pretty decent match.
Hey, it's not the skill of the combatants. I mean, I'm a big Angel Garza fan. It's about that a lot more people would have saw it if it was on WrestleMania. No?
Mm.
What? What?
Even if it was on WrestleMania, it probably would have been an afterthought.
I mean, you might be right, but there could have been a possibility that it was something that people was looking forward to. I mean, would you rather see the New Day versus than Rich Holland and Sheamus, or would you rather see a title match for the Intercontinental or United States title?
I'd rather see Shane O'Mac.
Which is not out of the question. You know, Cody
Oh, he's
maybe
gonna
there, maybe not.
he's gonna be in the building. Shane has his trespasses have been forgiven.
I wonder who he knows in that building that got him over.
Oh, some two-bit hack from Texas, some ginger ninja.
Conan O'Brien?
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, okay. I even heard that Marco Stunt was maybe Seth Rollins' opponent for his match.
Oh, hello. I'm Marco Stunt. The old Stunt family has been we are a multi-generational family in pro wrestling. Yes. Oh, you might know my brother Hornswoggle Stunt.
When did Marco Stunt become the son of Jim Cornette?
I tell you what, I'll be something like that. Look, Jim Cornette does not sound like an Irish leprechaun pixie type thing with stuff in the hey.
I mean, he kinda does. Motherfucker. Um,
Oh, I think we also need to address the fact that uh, Booker either Booker T cried last night at the ceremony, or he was high as hell.
I mean, it could be a little bit
His,
of both.
his eyes are were redder than an apple on harvest day.
That's really red.
I mean, he just didn't have pink eye. He had pinker eye.
So to my point. So Should we have Intercontinental and United States Championship matches at WrestleMania?
Oh, yes, absolutely. But when the WWE doesn't treat them as important, why should the fans, want to see them?
Well, I mean, Finn Balor is one of, I want to say, one of their bigger stars. And they've been pushing Damian Priest to the moon, so why not give Priest a Mania moment, another one? And I mean, Ricochet they've been trying to promote, and I mean more for Balor and Priest because they've been telling that story, and the Ricochet Garza just seems kind of half-assed at this point, but they got there. But when you don't have a WWE Championship match, it's in the same one as the Universal. Don't you want to put more titles on the card? Doesn't that make sense?
Again, yes, but when you're not developing the titles as a point in a feud, it renders them meaningless. And having a title match for the sake of having a title match is something that, when done at WrestleMania, 95% of the time fails spectacularly. And it ends up being 30 seconds.
I want to say that's Rey Mysterio versus Layfield.
Yeah, somehow it always usually involves Rey Mysterio.
So you're saying that the Logan Paul and Miz Rey Mysterio Dominic Mysterio is going to be a shitfest?
Well, of course.
Because his outfits are spectacular, but then that bell has to ring. Right, and we talked about a little bit, but Seth Rollins does have a match at Mania. It's Vince McMahon's choosing. How how likely is it to be Shane McMahon at this point?
Uh, mm, not. It's not going to be Shane.
Then Marco Stunt.
Maybe. I've heard it might actually be Peter Avalon.
Hmm.
I've even heard that it might even be former WCW champion David Arquette.
Well, that would put some asses in seats. And if this is a Celebrity Mania, which it kind of seems it is, then that would make sense. I mean, it could even be Disco Inferno for all we know.
I mean that would be very appropriate. The man who burns it down versus Burn, baby, burn. Um. Oh, dang it. Who else is that? Oh, I had someone in mind, and now. Barry Horowitz.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool. Bret Hart just mentioned him and said,
Yeah.
why isn't that guy in the Hall of Fame? And I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. As a young Jewish boy, he was there before Goldberg, and He taught me that that a Jew could keep getting their ass kicked over and over and still keep moving forward. But I will never, nobody will ever forget where they were when Barry Horowitz won his first match.
I do remember where I was when that match happened. I wasn't alive.
I was in Miami.
Hmm.
And no, I was not doing anything with Will Smith.
Will screwed Will. Becky Lynch revealed that the people in the crowd, they're not actually chanting Cody, whoever that could be, but they're actually chanting Colby, which is
Which is Seth's first name.
no, I was alluding to Colby Carino, who his father does work for WWE, so
Not anymore. See, Karina was released a long time ago. He was released in that. Yeah.
maybe they forgave each other. It could
But
be Colby Carino for all we know.
I mean, Colby is Seth Rollins', non-kayfabe name.
It's his host name?
His non-quite good on toast name.
Yes.
I mean, he is Colby Lopez.
Who's that guy?
Seriously, God, Booker must have been high. Ugh.
Alright, we should probably get out of here so we could set up for the remix in probably minutes now.
Yeah, alright, I'll bring the hookers and cocaine.
Oh, so I just need to sew up?
And, oh, we forgot one more match, Stu versus Pendis.
Oh. I didn't even know that they resurrected Stu Hart.
I didn't say Stu Hart, I just said Stu.
Is it like a beef stew? Kobasi?
It's
Fish?
it's a beef boy.
Sounds delicious.
God, you don't remember Elliot Tyler, do you?
Once again, how should you listen to WrestleMania in mere minutes?
Well, you could go to your local junkie and get the official remix cup and string. And you just put it to the air and listen from us yelling very loudly. But in all seriousness, you can listen to us ragging the shit out of Logan Paul, courtesy of the remix on YouTube. It's huge. It's a debut. We are rolling out the slightly used brown carpet for this. It's gonna be it's gonna be something. Yeah. It's gonna be it. I don't know what it is, but I know it when I see it.
Alright.
Remix on YouTube, James and me.
If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment both on YouTube and Castbox. Of course, this is sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us this Wednesday as we interview JXT. And of course, you can follow the show at Wrestling with Ebert on Twitter and Instagram for all your wrestling entertainment news and needs. You can follow us individually as well. I am at JamesJ993. You can follow Kaliko at I am Kaliko. Hopefully he'll post some pictures of WrestleMania and what he's doing and his exploits. And where can they find Scooter?
On Twitter at Scooter Dust. Of course, James and I on the YouTube with the remix and the remix on YouTube, the only live streaming alternate commentary audio experience. And of course, look me up in all my Twitch antics on numerous channels, but mainly with Rico Constantino Jr. and the rest of the Smoking Dragons clan, twitch.tv/Smoking Dragons.
For Kaliko Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James Shea, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Yo, Book, pass that joint.
Hey guys, this is Brutal Bob Evans from Hangs with Bob Seminars and TheWrestleLife.com, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.